カトン豪華級の術。神羅転生。
Hey, what's going on everybody? I'm Frosty and today we're going to start a video about Jump Force.
Oh no!
I was going to start off by reading off a script, but you know what? Fuck that shit. Anyways, so the first thing that's really important to cover is definitely character selection when you start playing this game. Everybody likes their favorite anime characters, but how do I put them in the order that works best online to counter some cheese in ranked? And that's kind of why I'm here to talk to you guys today, is how to play the game efficient. So for my starting team, I always like picking Kakashi, Sasuke, and then my third is usually Ichigo or Madara, just because I think they're both bosses. But let's jump into the actual content and start seeing how I play using these absolute chads. Alright, so now that we have our character selected, let's get right into the business here. I'm playing my buddy in this video, and we're doing a PvP against Schurler. He invited me into it. So his team was annoying as all hell, but it wasn't impossible to beat. You just had to get around Sabo's broken ass and know how to punish him. The first things you should really focus on is your combo strings and how to effectively tie them into your assist. I think that's probably the most important thing to understand when you want to have longevity in your fight. Alright, so now that we have our character selected, let's get right into the business here.
Round 1. Fight!
I'm playing my buddy in this video with every intention of beating that ass. If you get the chance, the first thing you should focus on is charging up. Otherwise, create space and then charge up. Once you pick that meter up, people typically take an offensive or defensive approach. I like to be aggressive and put pressure on the enemy by either forcing grabs or guard breaks. A guard break is when your character holds a charged attack, flashes red, and you release the attack button. When you do this, they're unable to block or recover from your attack string with the escape. For seasoned players, there's ways to avoid a guard break. However, we're going to cover that a little bit later, but essentially you could use specials or a grab move at the moment that they reach you.
ほう、向かってくるのか。
A pretty basic tactic that most people use online to extend their combination is the use of specials with the assist, as shown in the previous example. In this next clip right here, I'm going to do the same thing, but with Sasuke and Kakashi as a team breaking Yugi's guard and then moving straight into a combination attack. So the best way to do an offensive attack that's pretty common amongst all players is to typically hit the light attack 3 times, followed by the heavy attack 3 times. That's going to put in enough damage, but not necessarily put them in that invulnerable state where they get whited out. While using your escape may sound like the best idea to get out of a combo string, it's really not that good to use, because when you use it, you end up wasting your stamina. It takes a long time for it to regenerate, and you leave yourself wide open if you do falter on your guard and you don't block well. So 2 techniques you can use to effectively guard against someone on the offense to you is perfect counters and sidesteps. Both of those use the block button. However, you have to time it perfectly. So for perfect counters, you hit your block button, which is either R1 on PlayStation or right bumper on Xbox. And you do that at the moment that they're about to strike you. And you go and shutter or like a flash step, and you end up teleporting behind them and leaves them open for attack. The other method that I mentioned, which was sidestep, is to effectively hold that guard when they're coming at you. And that's used against people who are doing a charge attack. And what you do is, while holding the guard button, you move your thumbstick, and that will effectively dodge the attack, so that way you can leave them unguarded and attack them from behind again. This next short clip is going to show a basic example of myself and the opponent I was playing against using effective sidesteps and perfect counters, where he eventually gets me unguarded and hits me with a special.
Help me! Oh my god!
I think I have an unhealthy addiction with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh, yes.
Shut up, Ryuk. What do you know? Aren't you supposed to be clout chasing for that new pro tag you got, Mira no Tanaka? Well, that was really ominous. I hope nothing bad happened to him. A lot of people call it cheese. I call it sweet, sweet victory. And let me tell you about using your awakened state effectively. Off the top of my head, there's 3 uses for the activation that I can tell you. The first one that I commonly use is the awakening state to extend a combo, so that way you can transition straight into your ultimate move. Another use of the awakening state is to block from any attack. It's immune to any special, any physical attack as long as you're powering up. However, there are drawbacks once you come out of that power up you need to be aware of, such as the person trying to go for a grab if they've been blocking. And then the final one is going into your damage output. When you're in the awakened state, typically what a lot of people do, including myself, is they take advantage of this. And one of the most common applications is to get close to your opponent, grab them, and then go straight into the ultimate. Now, it doesn't work with every player, but particularly with Kakashi and Sasuke, you're quickly able to grab your opponent and then move straight into your ultimate move. This typically does about 50% damage on the enemy and can be the difference between winning a game or leveling the playing field. Okay, you're going to get a lot of name calling when you go online and do that. A lot of people are going to go, "That's cheese, you suck," and they're going to send you a lot of salty fucking messages. But get used to it. Ranked online's not fun, especially in Jump Force, where people will do anything just to cut corners and get that rank. Now, unfortunately for the average player in ranked Jump Force, they're going to be encountered with cheese no matter where they go, and that's just facts. The only way to combat cheese is with cheese. That's the way I stand on it. So I've been speaking pretty well on the offensive side of Jump Force Online. There are ways to counter it in the defensive side, namely with the combo and assists that I was mentioning before. A lot of the times when players are coming at you with constant combinations, you can use those guards, the perfect counters, with the sidestepping. That's great for basic things, but also using your assist when someone's charging at you is a good way and deterrent to get rid of somebody's combo string. Whenever you're going against somebody in an ultimate, I found through experience, and what you're going to have to figure out on your own, is that you can bait that person into using their ultimate prematurely and then put up your guard, and then that person's ultimate won't land. As soon as they come out of it, you can go into a grab and knock them back. Alright, so don't get it twisted. Today's video is definitely for people who aren't really experienced and want to know a little bit of experience-based tips on the realm of Jump Force itself. There's a lot more that goes into the gameplay mechanics, and you have to understand each player's weaknesses and strengths. However, these things that I just covered today are really useful when you're going online and ranked for the first time and you're not used to playing against people like that. Jump Force Online is definitely one of the cheesiest environments you could be in, and the people that play in it are really toxic. So the only way that I've found to combat this is definitely focusing on those fundamentals and applying them into the game itself. A lot of players you're going to encounter just spam their specials over and over and over, and can be especially annoying because if you're trying to get close to them, you're going to have issues with grabbing them, attacking them, because a special is an armored attack essentially. And there's only a few that you can really go through. The ways that you encounter that are going to be with a lot of guarding and those counters and slowly dashing in to get closer to them and eliminate that range gap. Once you do that, you can use the skills that I was talking about to effectively break their stamina and lay punishment onto them. And that handles most spammers in the game itself. People who are good against physical-based attacks are going to be Goku, Ichigo, Kakashi, and a few others that involve counters. I think Madara is one of them. Those are guys who can use counter moves, and basically whenever somebody goes to strike you, if you're using that counter special, it reflects all the damage back at them. The only person that I can think of that reflects any special based attacks would be Hisoka with his Grim Reaper's Quiz. That can reflect any special that's launched at you. That's going to be another way you can effectively counter spammers online. When you get into ranked, it's going to be really painful and you're going to have to get used to it, but these are just useful things to know when you go into it. So this concludes today's video. This is actually my first time uploading to YouTube, so please like, follow, and leave messages to help me grow and create a community. I'd really appreciate that, and definitely look forward to putting up more for you guys in the future. If you guys want to follow me on Twitch, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, I'm going to leave links for each of my pages so you guys can hit follow and share to your friends. Appreciate your guys' time. Stay frosty, gang.
カトン豪華級の術
螺旋丸
神羅転生